Hello, everybody, and welcome to part 20 of Horizon Zero Dawn. Last time we were heading to the northwest, we almost went into the enemy base without meaning to, almost got ourselves killed there if we would have gone any further, but the voice in our head talking to us through our focus stopped us. And we're collecting a few goodies. We saved a bandit camp from the bandits. Yeah, that's basically where we left off. We were collecting goodies as we head further and further northwest. Hello, Dinosaur, how are you? Welcome to the stream. Fellow space turkey. Hi! Hoping my tracking's okay. Tried setting up my laptop slightly differently this time, and I've made my light a bit brighter, so I'm hoping that the camera's pointing a little more towards me and it loses focus less often. We'll see how that goes. We'll see how it goes. Also, I did a thing to the chat that only I can tell, and it kind of lets me know as soon as someone does a message, so I'm hoping I can respond a bit more quickly to messages now. Then, while we load, ignore this is just the menu of my program. I'm just going to just reset the position so I'm not looking crooked there. Okay. Now that's better, I'm looking more straight. How are you, Dinosaur? Just waiting for the game to load. Almost there. And it's there. This is where we left off. We also had a new weapon. Oh no! How could you squish me like that? That's against the rules. This is the bandit camp we saved by killing everybody in it. We'll be going here next. You can do whatever you want. It's kinda sus. Dinosaur is sus. How is this a rickroll? Starting to think you might be slightly evil. Oh no. What have I done? Guess what? What's so yes about this? The rickroll? Oh, you're evil. Okay. Evil confirmed. Rickroll is the most pure type of evil you can get. Excuse me, what is 69 points? I've put nothing at 69 points, unless you've somehow spent just the right amount of points to bring yourself to 69. In which case, how? That is illegal, you know.
Easy, easy.
Save on the way. Was I even heading the correct way, or was I just kind of wandering off? So I came? Where did I come from? For real? I came from here. That's... Ah! That's where I came from. I went the completely wrong direction. Well, at least we got a save point, I guess. I thought I was off to a good start, but no. I can't even tell which way's north. Thank you. It got away. It's escaped to the side. That's the safest way down a cliff. You just kind of throw yourself down it horizontally and hope for the best. Even when the ground is more vertical than horizontal.
Good for an old remedy.
Why are you breathing me again? How could you do this? You are abusing the power of Boop. How dare you? Great power. I need more blaze. I used it all up, making all my new explosives. Those explosives will probably pay off. Maybe in some of the challenges I'm thinking. I don't bite. I don't bite. Don't worry. This is clearly the way you're meant to go over this cliff. Scary teeth. Ah! Yes, that is how to climb the cliff. I found my way up. Not the way up, it's my way up. Oh, there's no birds up here. The boops are endless. They truly are. Hey, whereabouts from here am I meant to be? There, I see it on top. This is bad. A bot to boop me automatically. Not sure how I feel about this. I think I might need a fight. Please don't kill me, robots. What did I ever do to you? Yeah. How does that happen? That's not fair. I'm defenseless. Speaking of the pesky machines, I need freeze resistance if I want any good chance at this. Freeze resist. This is my last batch of fire arrows, by the way. I can't make any more. Go to your freezer, you'll be safe. What's so safe about my freezer? And knock it down. Fall down again, please. All according to plan. And now these crabs are interested in me. Don't mind me, crab. I'm just here for the scenery. You'll be -30 degrees Celsius. But you think the freezer would be warmer? I guess maybe if it's not plugged in, but then don't forget, how will you breathe? Freezers and fridges can be deadly. Yeah, but fridges don't exactly have a huge amount of ammonia in there. Hello, Carolink, and thank you for the host. How are you? What have you been up to? Barrow Automated Solutions. Oh, so this is another of these robot factories, I guess. You were shopping? Hope you had a nice time. Ammonia boils at -35. I may not be a normal Avali. Besides, Avali can have a lot of nanotechnology in them that allows them to survive more range of temperatures. Barrow Automated Solutions.
A pocket shitstorm tour. Day 1.
That's the one augments.
Better to start than at the end. Or where the end started, anyway. Ground zero. Where it all came crashing down. My career first. Then everything else. And I mean everything.
Let's see what went wrong here. And we'll be going up to... Actually, the side quest will be next. Dinosaur gets hugs. What am I looking for? This. Too much hugs, too much cute is in my chat. How can I deal with so much cute over there? Remember how ecstatic we were when I landed a job here? Aerospace Control Engineer at Faro Automated Solutions, straight out of Stanford U. Saturday I was tossing a mortarboard. Monday I'm an employee of the biggest corporation on earth. Starting wage, 6 times basic. It was a dream come true, yours as much as mine. When I found out I'd landed the gig, I waited until graduation day to tell you in person. You were so proud. You hugged me 5 minutes straight, laughing and crying at the same time, saying over and over, onwards and upwards, the start of great things. I thought so too. It seemed as though nothing bad would ever happen to me, to us, ever again. But bad did happen, of course. More bad than I ever knew was possible. Well, I can't blame Fass for making you sick. Metallurgic gets the credit for that. I can sure as hell blame Faro for the rest. But let's talk about the end of the world later. It plays a part in this story, of course. If I hadn't found out what was coming, I wouldn't be doing this, leaving these time capsules behind. But the apocalypse isn't the story I want to tell. This is going to be about our family, about us. Time to get going. I've spent enough of my life in the shadow of this place. I've got 11 more vantage spikes in the trunk of the Subaru I rented. Some pretty good ideas for where to sink them. Let's get the hell away from this place and start sinking. Oh, so he's actually put them around. Gotta go, dinosaur? Alright, take care. Bye. Thanks for tuning in. Great to have you here. Nice talking. There it is. Barrow.
That's it. Nothing to see here.
I need to use these arrows specifically for the quest. Shoot plates from machines. Need to go further northwards, this way. Pretty close, that's where one of the quests is. Where did this die from? Oh, that's one of the glint hawks I killed earlier.
Nicely.
It's dead bodies stopping me from moving where I want to move. Ah! Hit please. So I've done a thing, Carolink, that kind of lets me know when someone's done a message. And I'm hoping that only I can hear it. So if you notice anything different when you type a message, let me know, because I haven't set it up right. Question marks? Yeah, it's so that I'm alerted when messages happen. So I can respond straight away. How? I can show you after the stream. If you're interested.
Calm.
Okay, that's not a plate. Where's the plates then? That's just meant to spam. Yeah, could you make a video or do screenshot? I can demonstrate after the stream. If I, where's my English? When I finish, you might be eating. Well, I can show you later then. Maybe the crabs aren't the best creature for shooting plates off of. I'm being very wasteful with my arrows for the sake of this tutorial. That was that tutorial. What's the next one? Tutorial. Charger blast thing. Attach sticky bombs to machines. I only need to do it 3 times. Which one's the sticky bomb? You'll stay awake just to show you that? Depends. Thank you. I could show you the shout out. Yeah, I was trying to set it up earlier, but I couldn't work it out. What one do I need to use? Sticky bombs. Depends. If I can't stay up, I'll show you another day, yeah? It's not hard, but I don't think it's what you're expecting it to be. This has better range than the default. I like this. Good sling. Better than this. This is the default. Look how poor the range is on this. Well, it's not as poor as I remember. Okay, the other tutorial. Might as well do the tutorials. It's free XP. Kill machines with proximity bombs. Proximity bombs are expensive, so I want to actually get these shots to land. Got no way to pick them up. I hope one of these has blaze in its containers, because I'm going to need blaze after this. Hello, Whitey Pokey Fire, how are you? Welcome to the stream. Hi. Oh, I've only got one. Bad. Hope it's enough. It was not enough. I can't get more. Unless they're in here, maybe. Uh-oh, uh-oh, uh-oh. Oh no. Give me some blaze. Something, give me some blaze. I have to blow something up later with it then. Why am I not fame? I don't know.
They're scanning for me.
I do my best. Maybe because Australian time zone. Thank you for the follow, Pokefire. It's awesome. I should have done this a few more times before that last explosive. Oh, no wonder it's not doing much damage. I'm using the wrong arrows. Need hard tip arrows. There we go. Sorry, Blaze. Any Blaze in here? Please be some. Just a freeze coil. I don't even have anything that does freeze damage. Not ideal. Creatures. What's the other side of that rock? I think that one made it away. Too far to really be worth chasing it.
This'll last.
Plenty of healing, just how I like it. This here is one of the optional objectives on our current quest. I wonder if I can buy some blaze. How much do I need? Only 3 for those proximity bombs. But sticky bombs do more damage. 105, 53. Double the damage for the chance of missing. But it's hard to miss. But these are cheaper. They're double the cost. Only blaze though, so it's slightly more efficient to be using these, I think.
They said it would be.
Small supply crate. It's got a weapon in it. Why is it giving me a weapon for free? And 18 blaze. You know what? I don't need to buy it now. Let's craft some.
Put those to use.
Build some of those, and that's all of it gone now.
Because I want you to succeed. Good hunting.
We're being called again.
Talk later.
Wait!
Oh, that was the case she wanted me to loot from. No wonder. So at this point of the game, I'm meant to have a rope caster. Let's check if the one he's given us has anything different with it. It's actually worse. It's got less handling, but it doesn't have a mod in it. Ooh. There's some loot over there. Looks like that might be some there too. No, that's a campfire. I'll come back to that campfire for the save. Hula a Todos. What does that mean? Hello. What's a Todos? Hello to you? Does that mean hello to you? Hello to everyone. I was close. I wasn't expecting to find a cup here. I didn't even mark it on my map, but here we are. Ancient vessel, metallurgic. A cracked and battered vessel once dear to the old ones. Bears the legend, Metallurgic International. Yay! 1 cup left. And 2 vantage points. They're further down. Didn't even need to go far. we'll be getting the last cup very shortly on the way to the main quest. And since that was in the cache, I'm thinking that whatever we're fighting here, I should probably be using the rope caster. I think it's the game's way of making sure you have it before going forward, in case somehow you've just neglected to buy one. Yeah, let's hold on to my rope caster for a second. Corrupted Watcher. Is this a corrupted zone? I'm from Australia. Keralink is from Spain. That is a corrupted zone. But I am learning Spanish. I'm learning Spanish. I'm like 3 lessons in, but I'm taking my time to make sure I remember what I learned. There's bad people here. Germany. Hello from Germany. Uh-oh.
Keep quiet.
I need to mark
now.
everything. Yeah, I did do a chat translator. I'll just have to learn all the languages manually. Keralink here paying respects to my failed attempt at a chat translator.
What do the other ones do here?
Well, you know what they did here. You saw. This was that one base. Where are you walking? I guess you're just gonna stand there. Okay, watch this. Yeah. It works one day right and never more. Yes, I think it never worked after I did the name change. I don't know if it's related to the name change, but it could be. Anything else around here that's going to sneak up at me? Sniper, that's something to be wary of. They'll see me for miles. A corruptor, hate those things. I don't have the fire.
Corrupted Watchers.
I do, but whenever I type join, it says it's already there, and when I type leave on my channel, nothing happens. What else are we dealing with? Anyone close? This one's close. Maybe I can whistle to it. Doesn't tell me how close it gets though. Doesn't look like there's anything in this direction. I can probably make a way around. Am I being spotted?
Explosion.
I've tried everything I can think of short of actually contacting the creators.
Eclipse, just like he said.
Stay there, friend.
Gotta get demons raised with the ground food.
How curious is he? Stay there.
We're under attack.
No, we're not.
Looking right at her.
That was a stealth kill. You can't call me out like that. Okay, treasure chest. Please have some blaze in that. Please. Oh, I have a few. Any blaze in any of these? Some. Where'd I get all these from? Whoops.
Got you now.
Didn't mean to alert everybody with my heavy attacks. Oh no, I'm being targeted. I saw that there was grass here, I would have just used that. And I'm being attacked from angles. Uh-oh. Run! This is not going according to plan. Help! I'm just gonna run. Goodbye, everyone. You'll never find me up here. I actually won't. Kill someone with a proximity bomb. Please go through where I put that bomb. They're not cheap to make. Well, they kind of are, but not when I don't have the resources I need. Oh, it needs to be a machine. Okay, better stop wasting it on the people then. Come through that, please. Walk there. This way. Step on it. More XP. Now I can actually put the quest on the quest I'm doing. Yeah, same thing with Furry Watch. I've been trying to appear on there, but I don't know why I'm not. I wasn't expecting to kill them that easily. Maybe it's the explosive damage I did earlier. Thank you for the raid, AWD Thunder. Hello! Oops. And he's throwing bombs at me. Thunder Squad! Welcome! You were playing Overwatch. How'd that go? This isn't working. May need to try a different method of attack. Sneak. Activate.
I'm not here.
That's pretty good, I think. Sometimes a better angle for the shooting is all you need.
This will be useful later.
Can only fit 2 more healing potions of that quality, so maybe I should use those for a little bit instead of herbs. If I find more. I just got a rat's tail.
These dig sites, they're massive.
So many free things here. Nope. Can't believe they left it unattended. I did kill them, but still, they left it unattended. I need that. That's the last cup. Oh no, there's a lot here. Let's not be discovered. I think we got discovered. This guy, stop that. Don't be like that, friend.
Stay out of their way for now.
They're gone. Oh, I've got X-ray vision. I should probably use it.
Still gotta be here.
But you actually don't see me? Stay there then. Don't turn towards me. You're meant to turn in the opposite direction.
Get ready to fight.
Let's see if I can sneak around. They have no idea. I'm sorry, robot. Not sorry. Here for the cup, and for the main mission. Once I'm here for more than the cup.
Still sniffing around.
Can't believe you can't see me. Like, look how obvious my hiding place is. Where could I be? I'll probably do alright if I get up top as well. If there was someone to drop on. I can drop stealth kills.
Got him over here.
I'm hidden. That's 2 headshots. It wasn't a headshot kill. That's how you do it sneaky like.
Eyes up. Trying to get over on us.
Fighting on the side.
Oh, it's in the ground. I can get it. Only just. Awesome. That's worth a little bit. Loot everybody. They can have good things.
Quietly.
There's the rocks. Can I get you to turn around? No. You're dedicated to watching this direction. Oh, and there's a Corruptor. Let's get well away from the Corruptor. I do not want to deal with that at all. There's got to be snipers over there.
Don't lose her.
Gonna stay hidden in this long grass. Oh no, the Corruptor's almost found me. scary things. Hello. I saw a thing for a stealth kill for a second. That didn't work. Same effect. Yeah, I've set up a new thing that makes it so that I can know when chat sends a message a bit sooner than I normally do. I want to be able to respond to messages fairly quickly. Don't want to leave anyone waiting.
On alert!
Place for a soldier. All rope burning, frost black, chomping on hard ground. Sunfall.
Yeah, turn around. Everyone turn around, please. Stay turned around.
They're still looking.
And where do I check the chat? Through my ears. Usually chat's on top of the game. It's on the right of my screen. It still is, but now I have noise as well. Hey, get some of these. Well, Blaze is in very high demand by me at the moment. That's probably the corruptor. I did just make some fire arrows though, so maybe okay. Yeah, I'm happy to show you later on. I've set it up so it's like a text-to-speech type thing, but only I can hear it. Yeah, pretty much. The bot reads me the chat. And I also read the chat myself, but when the bot starts reading, it helps me to realize that somebody's actually said something. I could just have the bot say a message, like new message or something if I wanted to, but I figure I might as well have it read the message. Because especially in some games where the chat's a bit obscured by UI or something. So you don't want me to show you then? I'm happy to show if you'd like,
Fascinating.
after the
If they
stream.
weren't looking for me.
Need that cup. I need the cup. The last one. Then we'll know what having a full set means. We'll get it soon. Maybe I should just kill this so it doesn't sneak up on me, at least while it's the only thing here. What do you think?
You're not going to be the one to stop.
I need fire tanks.
Might prove a challenge.
Not that one, I want the normal potion. me the potion already! Why does this happen? Maybe I should have just stayed hidden from it. This is taking more of my healing than I'd like. I'm in a bad spot, you know what? I'm moving. Up here's better. You'll never find me here. Aha. Moment. Boop. Am I okay? Yeah. I guess you don't want me to show you then? You're not interested? Wait, is its tail a weakness? I'll know in a second. If it highlights it, it's a weakness. Not really. Let's just aim for its eye then. I hope it has blaze. It has no blaze. Just metal burn. Like bootleg blaze.
Snow haze. White as bone. Thought got dark.
What's making all these noises? I don't like this. Kinda spooky. Yeah, next time I see a corruptor, I'm sneaking around it. That was too much hassle. Thunderheads. A cracked and battered vessel once dear to the old ones. Bears the legend, Rocky Mountain Thunderheads. Here we have all the cups now. That's where we're aiming to be. Through here. Probably going to see what's making all these strange noises.
Another explosion.
Not ideal, is it? Investigate the explosions. Hopefully it's not a giant boss fight robot. Maybe it is. This is a big robot.
Rotate turret!
Oh no.
And fire!
I don't think I'm ready for this.
All weapons operational. Time to get it
Deathbringer.
moving and be
Override impossible. Hard outer casing, weak to fire and shock. I don't have much blaze. Weakness to everything in its weak spots. Here. Yeah.
quick about it.
As for the quests also, what was the thing I had to do for that? There was the level This quest. Power cells. Are power cells the things they drop? Oh, they're machine cores.
No daydreaming.
Has to be one of the Deathbringers Olin talked about.
I don't like this.
Never get
Cannon
Unless I
turret.
destroy that thing first.
Yeah, I can lure them over. He's not interested at all. I whistle, but he does not care. Yes, come closer. I need 1 kill. I need to start this off with something. And the less things that are on patrols, the easier this should be. Is there anyone up there? There is. Is there a sniper? He's about to turn around. Come investigate, yes. Then I can sneak around the back and try and find a better angle than this. Do not look for me
Someone's
though.
out there killing us. Look. Got something.
That's him dealt with. Probably grab that rock too. Get it back.
Oh well.
Yes, closer.
I'm going in.
I heard something in these trees near the dead body. Let's go investigate.
Focus. It stopped working. I've disabled his focus. The rest is up to you.
I'll handle it.
Company!
Come closer.
Dead. We got a killer out there.
There's a killer out there, and you hear a noise in the bush. So silly. I feel like the Deathbringer's going to absorb however much ammo I put into it. No wonder there's so much blaze in some of these chests. Why don't you come over here, friend?
Something over here?
Yes, keep coming this way, yeah? I just basically tell them where to walk and I love it. How did you not see that? Want another stealth kill here. Is this? I think if I want any chance at killing it, everyone else has to go down first.
What the?
That was a weird spin. Scared me. Thought he was gonna see me while he did his spin. What a time to level up here. Awesome. Manted pickup, I think that's the one I'm gonna have to go for here. Even though this probably isn't the time for a manted pickup, something I've been meaning to get for a while. Is there any reason for being up here? Oh no, the big machine knows I'm here now. Almost saw me. It's suspicious. What if I'm on a good angle for this? Maybe that's what this area is for. No, I don't think I'm on a good angle. I'm in a bad spot now. Run! Oh no, the rock doesn't even protect me. What have I done? Ah! Yeah, that's my reaction pretty much. I didn't expect it to see me. I was trying to be careful. Oh, I can overheat it. That bad, you just have to dodge and shoot from where it shoots. Probably going to take heaps of ammo though anyway. You wouldn't want to be fighting other things at the same time though. Oh, is that all? Am I still on ultra hard? Huh. So I'm guessing it's more of a backup kind of enemy.
Always this.
Even if it does have lots of weapons. I wonder if this is only a partially built one, because it looks like it's got legs, but it never walked. Thanks to the voice in my head for disabling their focuses, or else they would have seen me. Okay. Kill the cultist and the Deathbringer. Did I miss a cultist somewhere?
No more
Let's take her
sleeping.
down.
I think I missed one.
You will perish.
Not if I can sneak. I'm gonna mark
You
you.
can see them. They can't see you.
Don't worry, I'll find you and make it hurt.
And to get up here. I see.
Shadow gun. Oh! Yeah.
Solved.
Did it. Those things pack a punch. All right. That Eclipse officer had a focus. Let's see what's on it.
I was expecting, because that was the last enemy I needed to find, I was expecting it to be a lot harder to kill damage-wise, like a lot of the other things. I guess because it was stationary, it was really easy to hit its weak points. Yeah. They were working on it. It looks like some of its legs aren't active and that was holding it back. That's about how much damage it would take when they're moving.
Snow chill itches.
Yeah, it's going to be a tricky one. Maybe not too tricky if they stand still every time they shoot at least. Because it shoots often. Yoink! Now I have two.
Let's see what you have to say. What is this?
The entity lives. Unacceptable. Unacceptable. Unacceptable.
The entity. Are we the entity or what?
Oh!
I think they know I'm alive now.
Hades? Hey! Mysterious stranger, did you see that? No answer, huh? Figures. Things just keep getting stranger.
What's going on?
Find a way inside the tower.
Can I get my rocks back at least? There we go. Running around through corners for rocks. Wonder what it means by the entity. That's a bit strange, isn't it? Tracks? We're on the same quest. Investigate the rubble blocking the entrance.
Looks tight, but I can squeeze through.
Why do we want to be in here? Right, it's the door.
For identiscan.
One of these again.
It's the All-Mother!
Genetic profile confirmed. Entry authorized. Greetings, Dr. Sobek. Please step inside.
Dr. Sobek. So the one we look like is Sobek. Right, he told us our mother's name, didn't he? Sobek, Sobek. I wonder. Does... What's his name? This one. Are you related to him? Sobek. No, these are Marty. Auntie. Sobek. It's only familiar because I've been told that name before. Bunker discovered. Barrow Automated Solutions. Search for information about Elizabeth Sobek. Okay. Wait, why does it say... Why is there 12 levels on the right? That's a bit worrisome.
Dr. Sobek, you are 355,510 days out of date for your meeting with Mr. Farrell.
I think it's
Please
misidentified us.
Wait. 350,000. That's hundreds of years ago. What's going on?
150,000, that's about 1,000 years ago actually. So if they were alive around the 2060s, we're in the 3060s. A lot of time's passed. Whoa, whoops! Fell. Now we're on the first floor. So there's 12 floors to this place. I wonder if this place can give us the data set to repair that other door. The All Mother. The door's very, very similar. Voice recording, data corruption, partial.
Protocols use polyphasic entangled waveforms, quantum encryption, black quartz stuff, way beyond military grade. That's what you demanded. So that's what we delivered.
You don't code something you can't crack. All we need is a backdoor. Upload the latest service pack update and the problem goes away.
You specifically forbade us from leaving anything resembling a backdoor in code. Every protocol to Black Quartz standard. Your words. Look, if you need me to fudge some projections, it's nothing we haven't done before.
I don't need fudged projections. I need a way to reassert control over the Hearts Timor swarm.
I don't know what to tell you, Ted.
It's a bit shady.
You're asking the impossible.
So, codes. They needed codes of some kind to control the machines.
Ah, they're backdooring the machines.
Sounds bad.
Gee. I look at that. There's no text alongside the data points. Okay. Ted Farrow's office. Ted was the one who wanted the backdoor code. Are we going to find backdoor code? Are we going to be able to run that code somehow? Looking for anything bonus. Another audio log through here because the quest doesn't say to go this way. Always check all the other directions first. There's something. What's in here? Resources. That made it worth it. More blaze. 24.
Or a statue of one, anyway.
Statue? You sure it's not a sculpture? Like not...
Honored it?
Welcome to Faro Automated Solutions, where all the problems of tomorrow are being solved today. With over 25,000 human employees based in nations and corporate holdings across the globe,
Could be an
Faro leads
actual
the world
one.
in every sector of self-sustaining, fully automated technology. From revolutionary consumer products close to home, like the Faro Focus, to the dynamic chariot line of peacekeeping robots halting bloodshed in conflict zones across the globe, Faro remains committed to making the future smarter, brighter, safer, and always surprising. Faro Automated Solutions. For every problem of life, a smart solution.
So they made the Focus.
And the robots.
5,000 people? That's bigger than a tribe. So they made machines and devices. I guess those things were common in their world.
Standard holographic projection device embedded in a molded plastic pedestal. Is that what I just heard?
Welcome to Faro
It is.
Automated Solutions, where all...
I don't need to hear it again. Not when there's something else here. Is this a code? No. Reception log. Reception log. July 7, 2064. 9:54 AM. I am still tracking. Awesome. 9:54 AM. Field Commandant Daying of the Indo-Malay Agricultural Combine arrived with his delegation. Refreshments to be served before the 10:15 AM sales presentation on the chariot line. Per instructions, food will be vegetarian only. 10:07 AM. Sander Agnew, Vice President of Territorial Integrity from Fresh Grounds Coffee Global, arrived with his entourage. Refreshments to be served before their 10:30 AM sales presentation on the chariot line, per instructions. We'll use Fresh Grounds Tacoma blend, no artificial creamers. 10:12 AM. So that happened. Called security and janitorial to clean up the coffee that was spilled. Actually, more like thrown. I wasn't aware that the Indo-Malay Combine grows coffee beans, and that Fresh Grounds' acquisition team tried to take their fields, by force, repeatedly. I think Commandant Daying and Agnew Commandant Daying had Agnew by the hair for a second there. Who schedules these things? I'm going to drop a line to sales. This can't happen again. Interesting. Maybe I'm not meant to be back here. Am I stuck?
What was this place? What were they doing here?
It was a corporation. A group of
Bios. I haven't read these. Huh. Director Evans to all good things. To all staff, I regret to inform you that our worst fears have been realized. The Wheelcheater salient has collapsed and our position will be overrun in less than 24 hours. I've read this one. I think this is the only one I've read. I'm sure you understand, exfiltration transport is not available. If you wish to abandon the facility and try your luck on foot, you may do so. Lock 2 will unseal at 2100 hours and remain unsealed for 15 minutes. Godspeed. For those of us who'd rather not die on our feet, there will be a gathering in the community room at 2200 hours, and Nurse Chana will make other means available. I want to underscore how proud I am of each and every person who served at this post. It is important to bear in mind that our sacrifices were not in vain. I hope that makes this a little easier. For months now, I've been signing off messages as Director Evans, but I suppose we can dispense with such formalities now. Respectfully, Ellen. Elizabeth Sobek, born March 11, 2020, is an American scientist, roboticist, and engineer, widely regarded as one of the greatest minds of the 21st century. Born and raised outside Carson City, Nevada, she enrolled at Stanford University at age 13, earning a BS in experimental physics and computer science at age 16. Is our mother 1,000 years old? How's that work? She completed a PhD in robotics and artificial intelligence design at Carnegie Mellon University in 2040 and joined Faro Automated Solutions as a junior scientist the same year, rising quickly to chief scientist at the age of 22. Over the next 8 years, her green robot designs played a vital role in realizing the environmental cleanup and detoxification efforts of the clawback decade, propelling FAST to the forefront of its field. In 2048, she suddenly resigned from FAST, protesting the company's pivot to automated military technologies. In 2049, she founded Miriam Technologies, a firm devoted to life-positive robotics and other technologies. Miriam has since become one of the world's largest suppliers of green robots, winning numerous awards and accolades, including the 2053 Nobel Prize for Physics and the 2056 Rachel Carson Award for Environmental Progress. Mother was someone real famous then. Ted Faro. Theodore Ted Faro, born December 24, 2013, is an American entrepreneur and business magnate. He is the founder of Faro Automated Solutions, FAS, the largest corporation of all time, the world's wealthiest individual, and the first ever trillionaire, born and raised in Salt Lake City, Utah. He enrolled at the University of California, Los Angeles, where he studied business for 2 years before dropping out in 2033 to start FAS. Though it struggled at first, the company broke through at the end of the troubled 2030s with its popular lines of personal servitors and bodyguard bots, then exploded when its famous line of green robots led the race to solve the climate crisis during the 2040s clawback. At the end of that decade, FAS opened a military defense branch, dominating the world market for automated military platforms by 2053. The success of FAS has made Mr. Faro the world's best-known businessman, one of its most sought-after speakers, and a major voice in politics, culture, and international affairs. Faro Automated Solutions, FAS, is an American multinational corporate entity that produces robots for all walks of life, though its core business consists of military and defense contracts. As of 2063, FAS has ranked number 1 among the Fortune 5 by gross revenue. I think the Fortune 5 would be the 5 biggest tech companies. By gross revenue and profit for 10 years in a row, a world record. Founded in 2033 by Theodore Ted Farrow, an entrepreneur from Salt Lake City, Utah. The company developed several promising robot prototypes in its early years, but failed to break into markets dominated by then industry giants like General Synthetics and Recorp. This changed in 2038 with their debut of the At Alfred line of levitating personal servitors. I guess that's Alfred. Which generated exceptional sales, lifting the company onto the Fortune 50 for the first time. Profits tripled in the 2040s as the company's environmental efforts, led by famed engineer Elizabeth Sobeck, catapulted FAS to the head of that sector. 2049, in the wake of successful green and climate cleanup efforts around the globe, worldwide approval ratings of FAS exceeded 90%. Founder Ted Farrow was hailed across media and social networks as the man who saved the world. Yet it was the emergence of FAS as a military contractor in the late 2040s that cemented its status as the world's wealthiest corporation, with a record market capitalization of over $23 trillion. By 2055, FAS controlled 61% of the market share of automated military platforms, holding contracts with 353 nations, trans-governmental organizations, and corporate entities. Today its holdings exceed the second largest corporation, FB Moby HAL Global, by 321%. Corporation, noun. An association of individuals created under authority of law, having existence, powers, and liabilities distinct from those of its members. In a business sense, a corporation is usually owned by shareholders, through the sale or distribution of stock, who profit from such ownership, vote at designated times for its governance, designate executives who run its affairs. Most corporations engage in one or more industries to produce goods or offer services for profit, and may in turn own other corporations, companies, or property as holdings. And that's the one we read about the coffee just before. I wonder if one of these initial ones. Which one's this? Jackson Fry. I'm looking if there's any names in any of these. That I've recognized now that I've read a few other things. Happy birthday, Isaac. We don't know who Isaac is. Ultraweave Trials. Yeah, it was from that other ruins we were in.
People not unlike a tribe. And they made machines.
We're being told what a corporation is.
I've uploaded some data files to your focus.
Oh, he just gave them to us.
They'll help you understand.
Well, I've already read them. We're fast readers. Read them before you even told me they were there. I thought we had them for a while, but no. We only just got given them. Voicemail from Ted Farrow. He was the richest guy. Data corruption severe.
Now I know this must seem like a bizarre change in direction. I mean, we're Farrow Automated Solutions, right? #1 robotics firm in the world. Why would we clear our production slate to fabricate human-operated vehicles and weapon systems, the relics of the past? All I can say
they're all
at this
automated.
juncture is,
Okay.
trust me, we will be exploiting a massive growth opportunity by retooling and reallocating capacity according to my plan. So I will need revised projections of mass fabrication velocity across
Sounds like he
every
might be starting a
pipeline within
war.
36 hours.
Because if they're automated, it's obvious if they're going to riot.
Then they stopped to make other kinds of weapons.
Because they wanted to get the first attack. I reckon they wanted to get the first attack in a war. So they, instead of using automated machines, they made manual machines that they could pilot without anyone catching on that they were doing something shady. Because that would explain why there's so much destruction to the relics. I mean, it has been 1,000 years, but it explains why not much is left from the old ones. That's my theory. Oh, what are you doing up there? I'm trying to loot the supply crate, not jump down a staircase the wrong way.
The air. There's no smell to it. Not even old death. Nothing natural.
Range. What if I come down here? Another chest.
No room.
Then we're going to need to sell some things. Those. Well, I can afford another health potion. Keep dropping things. This is technically disassembling, so I get to keep some of the value, but it's half the value I would get if I just sold them. Still better than dropping. Else here I don't need. Selling for metal shards, don't need that. Enough selling. Those up and we're good to go again. So this that looked like a dead end actually had a chest in it. Really looks like a dead end. About this.
Another cave-in. But I could get through.
Cave-in. Text mail from J. Friedkin. Data corruption? Minimal. From J. Friedkin to reception. Subject re-complaint. Hey reception, if that is your real name. Want to know who scheduled Indo Melee right next to Fresh Grounds? That would be me, Senior VP of Sales. Want to know why? After that little hair-pulling incident, both sides increased their bids by 40%. I'll explain, because your receptionist-level brain probably requires it. Those two sides are fighting. And what do we sell? That's right, combat machines. We want them to hate each other. So they will try to fight each other with... what? That's right again, combat machines. Which they will pay us a lot of money for. So I suggest you go back to serving coffee with a blank smile and let me do my much more complicated job. Thanks a bunch. Mr. Friedkin. Mr. Friedkin, to you. There you go. So he's sent this email to them because of fighting, and then they've shot him down because it was intentional and it's boosted their sales. Management seems rough in this place. Whoops. Are we stuck here forever now? Well, there's no way out. Oh no, there's a ladder in this elevator shaft looking thing.
Looks like I can climb here.
Or I can go further down. Where does it want me to go? It wants me to go upwards. Let's go downwards then. Make sure we're not missing something.
Ramp to get back up.
Oh, we're back in the lobby. Okay, so it's a shortcut. Interesting. So we can backtrack. Alright, go back. There's something here. Doesn't let me go back, really? How do I get there then?
Made it.
Can I get back down? Tell me I can jump here, but I can't jump back. I could drop, but I kind of don't want to take the damage. What kind of thing is it? Just a supply crate. There's no good way down. Oh well. Baz campus log. Text log, data corruption partial. Baz campus security log. High priority alert. Automated log note. All non-essential systems have entered hibernation. High priority alert. Automated log note. Full lockdown has been initiated. High priority alert. Due to the increasing frequency of violent protests targeting the campus, the security of FAS employees can no longer be guaranteed. Therefore, we have taken the difficult decision to shutter this facility indefinitely. Staff will be briefed on a block-by-block basis regarding proper procedure for archiving and/or disposal of project-related data and materials. ISEC and a crisis team will then conduct exit review before all areas are locked down. High priority alert. Priority messaging to all staff in E and F blocks. Treat the current lockdown situation as an exercise, but do not attempt to release the hatches or otherwise exit the buildings. High priority alert. A reminder that while HiSec personnel remain committed to employee safety during the current unfortunate events, personal firearms must be relinquished when presenting for Identiscan. High priority alert. Additional public access roads en route to the campus have now been closed to relieve waiting time at the outer security cordons. ISEC reminds all staff that the campus remains off limits to the public. High priority alert. Following recent campus security issues, all staff are reminded that presenting for Identiscan and displaying your security badge prominently at all times for image analytics are both mandatory. High priority alert. In light of recent acts of terrorism directed at the rapid transit system, ISEC now offers a Big Brother initiative to accompany staff travelling from off-site. Sign-up is required and strongly encouraged. 48 more entries in high priority. Additional entries corrupted.
So people were angry at Faro, at the corporation.
Seems that way.
They blamed this place for something. Something bad.
And Faro marks everything as high priority. Spiritual Summit. Text mail from Ted Faro. Data corruption minimal. From Ted Faro. To Paula Vasara. Subject, Spiritual Summit. Paula. Recent events have sharpened my perspective, and I think that I, and Faz in general, have been neglecting the spiritual side of things. Not under any specific religious framework, of course, but in a more general sense, as in not giving enough thought to our shared values, hopes, and aspirations for the afterlife. I'd like you to reach out to religious leaders of every stripe with the intention of scheduling a conference soon. Very soon. I'll have more thoughts about the agenda later, but for now, let's put out some feelers and see if we can lock something in. Make it a big tent, no hooks. For anyone with a credible audience, let's go deluxe. Make it clear we'll spare no expense. Thanks. Ed. Is he pitting the religions against each other or something? Is that what he's doing? Because doing that would raise his profits on his war machines when he sells those, right? Same way in this data log that we read just before. Where is it? Perhaps they're using the same logic as this one. They want them to hate each other, and they pay more money to get more fight robots. And that would explain why everybody's angry at Pharaoh. Wonder if I'm close. Nothing's here.
The FSP-5 Khopesh provides a one-size-fits-all solution to main battle force capability. Metamaterial construction delivers unmatched recoil dampening, allowing you to field any weapon package that conforms to your budget needs and conflict resolution profile. Patented biomass conversion systems allow extended emergency operations with minimal environmental impact. Multilinear target processing provides simultaneous real-time threat analysis and legal review for autonomous domestic operations. Or control can be slaved to the swarm's neural network for weapons-free force application. Either way, when it's time to call out the big guns, it's time to call Khopesh.
The Deathbringer. So this was the heavy hitter. Main battle force.
Too slow to press it. Just check. Just a each data point. Where I came from, I think. That chest bothers me.
Looks like the way up. What's left of it.
Good thing we are an expert climber.
Gonna be a long way up. Frozen metal most of the way. Not making this easy, Dr. Sobek.
Level 4. A lot of stuff here.
If plants can find a way to hang on up here, guess I can too.
Wrong way. Going. Is there more further up? Oh, that's the way I'm meant to go. Let's see what this is about.
At least the chill's gonna keep
I
me
wonder if
alert.
there's any enemies that were here, because it wasn't really blocked off. I know it was blocked off. There was a door that we only got through from the Identa scan. Right. Doubt there's enemies here. Maybe there'll be a robot or something. I find it hard to believe that he wouldn't be guarding his office. If he's the #1 millionaire or something. Regarding the rumors. Hollow. Data corruption, partial.
Crisis that began when they engaged in unauthorized offensive operations against robots and human personnel of the Hearts Timor Energy Combine. Now, I wish that I could relate that the crisis has been exaggerated, but it's not. The Peacekeepers have not responded to stand-down codes, and by all signs, they appear to be replicating at a precipitous rate. Now, what I can promise...
So he's trying to get his own control with his backdoor now.
...is that I am already devoting every possible
I think that's his backdoor in action.
A speedy conclusion to this issue. So when you hear the bad talk about us against this company in the days, maybe weeks to come, just bear in mind that we will get past this. That a day's coming when none of this will matter.
Peacekeepers. That's what they called their machines. They were built for war, not peace.
Yeah, I reckon they're supposed to be built for peace, but Ted Farrow's put a back door in there. And that back door's turned them against everyone he sold them to, but not only did he sell them to them, he's pit everybody against each other so that he sells more of them. So I remember they sold battle machines as well, according to the person who sent that message to reception. Who sent that message? What was their name? Need to remember their names a bit better. Jay Friedkin. Yeah, they're definitely up to something shady. Bigger drop than I thought it would be. Could have died.
Got too much already.
Don't you love sliding uphill? Oh, I can also craft potions. I always forget about these. Thought I was going to die for a second. A bad jump. Almost died. I hurt your arm, I'm sorry. Long way up. Well, floors to this building. You'd almost think there'd be more if it was the biggest multi-millionaire. Multi-millionaire, I think maybe billionaire or trillionaire would better express how much money this guy's got. Oh, this is his office. I think I went the quick way instead of the long way. Oops. Go back down and come back. If the other way is not an option. I saw somewhere else I could drop off on the way, I think. Yeah. Or is it just two paths to the same location? Hi, Craig. No special way to open these doors? There is not. That's all I missed. Banda C incident. Text mail from Stacey Anders. Data corruption minimal. From Stacey Anders to Robert Rescher. Subject Dolphin Vid. Bob, another problem to add to a big steaming pile. Apparently a fisherman in the Banda C captured video of a Hartz Timor Horus unit refueling via biomatter conversion along the shoreline of Paulo Wetar on a pod of endangered dolphins, no less. Quite possibly the last of their kind. Not to get graphic, but it looks like what happens inside a blender, as if the robot was whipping up a big pink swirling milkshake of dolphin chum. Our suppression team has scrubbed it from 43 networks, but it's still propagating, so it's only a matter of time before it goes viral. A prepared statement feels grossly insufficient. Any suggestions? This one's a real stinker. Stacey Anders. Vice President / Public Relations? As. Stacey Anders. To Robert Rescher. One of the things for turning dolphin meat from endangered dolphins into fuel. And it was probably doing it automatically. Yeah, that's not going to be very good for your public relations there, is it?
A way up. All it takes is a few good handholds. Alright, made it. Wonder what we'll find.
Search Pharaoh's office for information about Dr. Sobek. At the top, but it goes further up here. Bunker door, power status off. Blast door heavily shielded, steel integrity maintained. There's no way we're getting in there. Not unless we can turn the power to it. How high up is 12 stories? No, that's pretty high. Some of the mountains are high, but still, pretty high.
Forget about.
Wait, I remember. I saw this from a vantage point. How it used to look. It's over here, right? Where are we? Collectibles. Pharaoh. Pharaoh Automated Solutions. We're at the top story of that. Pretty high up. 12 stories. But it's not a sky. It's not really a skyscraper. Wonder what's up here. Yeah, you like taking big risks, Halo, don't you? Like, how high up are you?
Good. Another power cell.
Power cell.
If I find more, I should be able to get to that ancient armor I found.
That's what I need. Worried about repelling. Hopefully it doesn't take me to the ground. Let's find out. Good. That's about where I wanted to be. It took me all the way down and I had to go through this dungeon again. That would have been funny.
All data has been erased from this device. Do you wish to deploy Alpha privileges to recover purged data?
Oh yes, I believe I do.
A file has been recovered.
And the data point. As executive data storage, secure 3 zettabyte storage rack, 6% power remaining. Data point. Oh, data point. Record, 31st October 2064. That's her.
It's been years.
That's
your
Ted.
legal team, Ted?
No need. I dropped all 18 lawsuits the moment you landed. I assume your data confirms this.
Alright, this promises to be interesting.
Perhaps we could have lunch brought in.
Do we look similar?
Yeah, get reacquainted.
I know you, Ted. You screwed something up, something big, or you wouldn't have eaten the crow necessary to get me here. So spit it out.
Pretty close.
There's a glitch in the chariot line.
Your killer robots?
Peacekeepers, yes, those.
Killer robots.
So shut them down.
Obviously, Liz, we would, if we could. They're not responding.
Are you telling me a swarm has gone rogue, Ted?
It's worse than that.
Show me the data then. And I'll take that lunch. Alone.
Ted Faro brought Elizabeth Sobek here, but they hated each other.
Really?
Another file has been recovered.
But it looks like she's the, she's working for him though. He's her boss.
This isn't a glitch. It's a catastrophe.
Fully aware. It's bad.
Bad?
Jesus, Liz.
It's not bad, Ted. It's apocalyptic. You built a line of killer robots
Peacekeepers.
that consume biomass as fuel,
In emergencies.
and you made them capable of self-replication.
Limited, self-manufacture, controlled.
Not anymore. The glitch severed chain of command. The only nation this swarm answers to now is itself.
You think I did?
Everything else is just food. And at the rate it's replicating, Ted, it will strip the Earth bare in 15 months. We're not talking fall of civilization. We're talking extinction.
I get it, Liz. So how do I stop it while it's contained?
It's not contained. It can't be.
You know what I mean.
Right. Before the truth gets out, you mean?
Liz, I will do anything you say. Keep working it, and whatever you recommend, I'll do.
I'm gonna hold you to that, Ted.
So whatever he was planning, they got out of line. And they're
Faro robots threatened all life on Earth.
they keep working nowadays
Somehow she defeated them.
because
The
they're
world of the
using
old ones fell, but
fuel?
life went on. or we
Biomatter
wouldn't
as
be
fuel?
here.
A final file has been recovered.
Project Zero Dawn. Jesus, Liz. There
They're
has to be
talking
another
from a
way.
distance.
If
Looks
there
like
were a
she's
nicer
on a
way to fix
projection.
your mess, I would have proposed it.
But this? When I asked you to find a cure, I didn't expect it to be worse than the disease.
It's not, Ted. It may be grim, but it's our only chance. Now sign the proposal.
I don't think he's
can't
gonna sign it.
that.
Yes, you can.
That? Liz, I cannot in good conscience sign that.
You've got a choice, Ted.
I know.
I'm speaking to you from a VTOL en route to U.S. Robot Command. In 15 minutes, I meet with General Harris and the rest of the Joint Chiefs.
What? Are you crazy?
Now your choice is what I tell them. Sign, and I'll tell them the wealthiest corporation on Earth has guaranteed the funds necessary to build Zero Dawn. Exactly as I've designed it. Or don't sign, and I will make sure they and everyone else on this planet knows the real cause of the glitch.
Jesus, Liz. You don't have to threaten me. I'll sign.
Zero Dawn.
Look,
Does that mean the door that we came out of, the All Mother, was that Project Zero Dawn? So is that their idea? It's like maybe some sort of cryogenic storage for their children to ensure that there's survivors after the robots have run out of fuel or whatever? Is that what that is?
Ted. From here on out, you get to do what you've always been good at. Footing the bill while others get their hands dirty.
God forgive me.
What made her solution so terrible? What did she do to stop the robots?
Executive access detected. Express link
I,
opened.
for some reason, don't think they stopped the robots. As you can see, the robots are still out and about. And they do get violent sometimes. Perhaps the violence is because...
Sobek couldn't have been my mother. She lived ages ago. All this searching, and I'm still no closer.
That's your reaction to everything you've just learned? To whine like a spoiled child?
You should really try talking that way to me face to face.
As you wish.
Where are you?
Do you really have no idea how monumental are the discoveries you just made, Aloy? I expected
That
more.
Thanos.
So, you have a face. Got a name to go with it?
Of all the questions you could ask right now, that's the one you choose. I've spent decades searching the ruins of the older ones, trying to solve the mystery of what happened to them. For years, I've suspected that Faro robots destroyed their civilization, but I could never confirm it.
I've confirmed it now.
You uncover more ancient knowledge than I have in a lifetime, and what you want to know is
Good place to start. He's even got the chin things.
Silence. That's my name. Now, why don't you try asking another question? Something less trivial.
You have no idea what I've been through. How hard it's been. My whole life, I grew up not knowing who I am or where I came from, and then come the Eclipse trying to kill me just because I look like this Elizabeth Sobek woman.
And they killed the man who raised you and you found in the mountain as a baby. I already know this through your focus.
He's been watching
The point
all
is,
along.
every time I take a step forward, the answers slip farther from my grasp. You just don't understand.
It's not that I don't understand, Aloy. It's that I don't care. If the answers keep slipping away every step you take, then you best start running to catch up. Maybe then you'll realize just how big your problems really are.
What exactly are you talking about?
Yeah.
You've chased a personal riddle into a crowd of larger mysteries. The common thread is your connection to Elizabeth Sobek.
But what is that connection? She couldn't have been my mother if she lived centuries ago.
We don't know the connection yet. The only way to find out is to keep going, to keep making discoveries. Thanks to you, we've only just now learned that Faro robots once threatened to end life on Earth.
But it didn't happen. The Old One's civilization was destroyed, but life was saved.
Obviously. So, what did Elizabeth do? How did she stop the robots before all was lost?
What was Project Zero Dawn?
Exactly the question. Now, Are you ready to go get the answer?
Of course I am.
Then why are you still standing here?
Not so fast, Silence. You've got some explaining to do.
I've told you quite enough. If you still got questions, be quick about it and stop wasting my time.
Don't be rude, we're helping you. We could always turn off our focus when we see the things that we need to see. Oh, wait, no, we can't. We're told it through the focus.
Is there any
I don't
chance
think she's
that
alive,
Elizabeth
but it's
Sobek
worth
could
asking.
still be alive somehow?
Unless she was in
Highly
cryogenics
unlikely,
too.
But not impossible. Some of the ancient data I've recovered includes mentions of life extension techniques. Pharmaceuticals mostly, an ancient word for medicine.
She was one of the top medicine
We're still
people.
trying to perfect ways of freezing and unfreezing people.
Freezing and unfreezing people?
Cryogenics, they called it. But there were problems with it. Given Elizabeth's technological acumen, I can't definitively rule out that she found a way to make herself immortal. But this is speculation. Wasting time. Now if that's enough talking, be on your way.
Oh no. I'm just getting started. You've been getting a free ride on my focus, risking nothing while I risk everything. All I have to do is take this thing off my head, and you'll be blind, deaf, and dumb.
He has been helping us. He turned off the enemy focus.
Answer my questions.
Very well. Proceed.
Very convincing argument though.
You've been using my focus to spy on me. How's that possible?
Is anyone else spying?
A signal, a voice that only other focuses can hear.
Perhaps others can hear us too.
I know how to string those voices together, how to make them talk to each other, to communicate, even over vast distances.
How do you learn to do that?
Years of study and experimentation. In principle, it's not so different from how you override machines. I override focuses.
And you can spy through other Eclipse's focuses too.
Usually. All I'll say is that overriding the connections is complicated.
Who
What do
are
you want?
Silence?
Guess he wants
And what are your
knowledge, right?
intentions?
You really need to make this personal. I'm a lone wanderer who left his tribe behind a long time ago.
Which tribe?
An explorer of forbidden places, a searcher of lost knowledge. Exactly as I said.
Why do you know so much about the Eclipse?
I happen to know a lot about a lot of things. If what you're really asking is whether I work for the Eclipse or anyone else, I don't. I am nothing if not independent.
So far as I can tell, the Eclipse are just following orders. It's Hades who wants me dead. Who is he?
I don't know. The Eclipse describe him as a buried shadow.
Hades, a big robot?
That thing that spoke to me outside. That made that focus explode. That was Hades. It didn't seem like a person or a machine.
Maybe a
More like
cyborg.
phantom, with a terrible voice.
All that's certain is that he wants you dead.
What if Pharaoh is alive somehow too? Because if Pharaoh and Elizabeth hate
Hades
each
is
other...
using the Eclipse to resurrect Pharaoh robots.
But if Elizabeth found a way to stop them centuries ago, if she made special weapons, maybe Hades is worried I'll do the same thing.
In some of the ancient data I've recovered, there are hints of so-called super weapons being developed. Maybe to stop the robots, the civilization of the old ones had to destroy itself.
You said you've known for some time that Pharaoh war machines destroyed the civilization of the old ones.
The evidence pointed that way. But until now,
That'd be why the
I never knew
first...
the full scope of
That'd be why that first bunker that we were in, why they gave him the option to leave or die inside the bunker. If they're planning to destroy civilization, they gave the option: stay here or go out and fend for yourself and see how well you survive. That would explain where some of the tribes came from.
their danger. That they could process organic matter into fuel, or that the Horus class could manufacture more robots. Like a cauldron on legs.
But the robots we've seen so far, the Corruptors and Deathbringers, they don't do those things.
Not yet, anyway. So far, we haven't encountered any that are undamaged. At full power, who knows what they're capable of?
Maybe that's why they're violent, because they need fuel.
Elizabeth told Ted Faro she was headed for a place called U.S. Robot Command to tell people about Zero Dawn.
The place still exists as a ruin. The Oseram call it the Grave Horde.
Are you Oseram?
Grave Horde. Cheery name.
You'll find it in the Eastern Mountains, buried under the tangled coils of a Metal Devil, or a BOR-7 Horus, rather, as we're learning to call them. I'll contact you when you get there.
I can't wait.
I think I saw that ruin.
Someday we'll meet in person, and your manners had better be improved.
A free skill point.
Well, getting down will be a lot faster than getting up here, at least. U.S. Robot Command next. To learn the secrets of Zero Dawn.
Speaking of the story, where are we? Can't repair. Machine repair. These would be good to get. When I override a strong machine, I can keep it if it gets weak. Health and air speed, nice. Get the dismount strike first though, because that's like another instant kill type thing by the looks of it. They can it even works when they're looking at me. I'd only want to use it on lone ones though, because by the looks of it, takes about as long as a stealth kill, which would give any surrounding enemies a huge chance to attack me. Whee!
Stopping. I can stop squinting against the white.
It's a nice easy path out, isn't it? We're outside now. That is an interesting ruins. Next destination over here at this ruin that I never made it into, which I actually got a campfire right behind. We can actually get there pretty quickly. Is that the next thing we'll do? No, it's level 18. We've got side quests and stuff to do first that are less than 18. 15 for Fatal Inheritance. 15 for Weapons of the Lodge. Daughter's Vengeance. Jan, a young Nora, is worried about his sister Nakoa, who left the Sacred Lands to find their father's killer. Less than 15. Well, that's where we'll start. The what was it? Over here. Someone we need to talk to. I'd like to fast travel back to this campfire before we finish. Sell some things. And see about turning in any new collections I've made. I've got a full set of mugs now. Almost full set of Banuk figurines. Banuk sickness. The Banuk's one of the clans then too. Probably one of the older clans if they're relics.
Karja may like this heat, but I sure don't.
Okay, I want. Which ones can I turn in? Turned in the flowers. Vantage points don't need turning in. I need Banuk and ancient vessels. Vessels, good place to start. Hopefully there's something super nice on the second and third chest even. Maybe they give something extra if you turn in everything. Maybe it's just a little bit of things. You'll see.
Yes. I remember you. Did you find the vessels I seek?
A full set.
Yes, yes. Trade quickly.
The other two reward boxes. First, I need to make a sale. Bring a lens. The thunder jaws are more expensive. Huh. Merchant is not interested in buying sticks. Last two boxes. You have a full set now.
I will leave you to the hunt. Be sure to delve into the ruins.
Don't think I'm going to have any more for you, I'm sorry.
You look capable. You...
Just a moment, I've got a cough. Alright. I'm back. Wait, how have I got this and never applied anything to it? Come on. Inventory, treasure boxes, we have a few. A lot of meat. 500 cash and some modification boxes. Same thing. So it's fairly consistent what the rewards are, there's nothing for getting all of them. Hey. All of those things are probably going to help out. The other one, the Banuk. Already done the flowers. Don't think I can have a second set of flowers yet. No, almost.
Here's to Avar, huh?
Soldiers await orders just inside the main.
Would you like to...
Not the right merchant. Sells lenses. They're not. He sells them for a lot, and they're not even that hard to get.
Take a look.
One of these ones.
Check out these rares.
This is where I'm intending to go.
Don't pass up these
Nope.
Found and back from the wilds.
Here we go,
Find
Banuk
any
relics.
Banuk relics? You ready?
Good.
Let's trade then.
Not interested. I guess I've already traded in for one of those then.
Come on back if you find any Banuk goods.
I pay well for Banuk relics, Outlander.
Cool.
Take a look at these wares.
I think this is where I'll stop. I'm just going to head to the fire and save. But stay tuned though. I'll roll the credits very shortly. And we will look for somebody to raid. Thanks for the host Keralink and the raid AWD Thunder and the follow YT Pokey Fire. Poke Fire? Not sure. Moment. Credits will be here. There's the credits. Got channel points, now's the time to redeem them if you want to tell me who to raid. Otherwise we'll be raiding Heavy Dazzle. Take care everyone. Bye.